Shalom, shalom, Akim, Yahabashim Shai, Barakatham, Bashim Kalkudash, Call Haloyim, Yahabashim Shai, Call Haloyim, Yahabashim Shai, Bashim Kalkudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that taught us his truth. Peace and shalom to the Akim out there and the elect. Of course, that's the men, women, and children selecting to make it out of here from the coming nuclear destruction, all right? The brothers in Yan Allah, DC camp, coming at you again. As you can see, it says, black man. Well, you know, that's a byword, by the way, all right, because that's a curse that's been put on what? Particular tribes within the nation of Israel, but that's not who we are, man, okay? But it says, black man, so-called black man, filmed being kicked out of restaurant for wearing sneakers while patrons and sneakers are left alone, okay? All right? And as you can see, you know, that right there sounds like this restaurant needs to be boycotted and everything. Well, I'm actually going to play the video a little bit. It says, dress codes have always been a form of underhanded racism, word to Allen Iverson, but a sushi restaurant in Georgia made things a little more obvious when it allegedly kicked a man out of the establishment for wearing sneakers, okay? It says, on Wednesday, footage appeared on social media showing an Atlanta man being kicked out of Umi Sushi in Buckhead for wearing all white Air Force Ones. As expected, the man was confused by the motive as there were other people in the establishment wearing sneakers. He pointed to a white woman who was wearing a pair of Adidas, all right? And the point of the matter is not the fact that this Jake was kicked out of a restaurant. The point of it is that what? These other nations, not just Esau, because it's not just about calling out Esau, okay? All right? These other nations hate us as well, all right? Let me see. Let me get that. Let me get wrestle, not against. All right? This is Ephesians 6 and 12. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, okay? Guess what? It's spirits, all right, in these other nations, man. It's spiritual. It's spiritual, man, okay? And that's what people don't understand, that these other nations, okay, there's a spirit in them that are different than the spirit that's in what? Israel, okay? Is this a difference, man? Okay, the spirit that is in them is different than the spirit that is in Israelites, man. Okay, and let me get Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Okay, Psalms 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O Most High. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. Okay? For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. And guess what? It's a spiritual thing. Okay? All right? They may say, no, I'm not with all that and this and that, and I don't think exactly like Esau, the white man or whatever, but spiritually they're all connected to come against the nation of Israel, man. Why? Because they're our enemies. It says, verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. All right. Now, I kept reading because I wanted to get Moab and Ammon. And a lot of the different nations, all right, that are not named Chinese or Japanese, but you may see Korean and others, maybe Taiwan, a couple of them in there, things of this nature. They're all offshoots of either Ammon or Moab, okay? All right, and guess what? They're also listed as an enemy to the Most High and an enemy to the nation of Israel, okay? And it's not just what the so-called white man is what. It's the other nations that can't stand us, man, okay? And they said, let me see. It's Lamentation, the 2nd chapter, Lamentation 2 and verse, all right. And everything that happened to us that the Lord brought upon us from these other nations is because what? We went against the Heavenly Father, and he sent these other nations to be a terror unto us, to be a pest, to be annoying, everything, man. Okay? This is Lamentations 2:15. All that pass by clapped their hands at thee. They hissed and wagged their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole world? And guess what? Sion, all right, which is that city, is the perfection of beauty. Sion is where the Lord have shown forth, man, through his people, all right, through his holy temple. And that's in Psalms the 50th chapter, all right? That's where the Lord have shown forth, man, okay? From his people, not the other nations, from the holy city, man, Zion. But guess what? They're saying, okay, that city, Zion, that's the perfection of beauty. Meanwhile, you know, they say that like, yeah, right, man. All right, wagging their heads, clapping their hands, making mockery, not knowing that we're the Lord's chosen people. Now, in the kingdom, if they had an establishment, a restaurant, I'm just, you know, just having a little scenario, okay, based off of what we just had. You think that they would treat that Jake like that? Because guess what? In the kingdom, we're going to be ruling, okay? They will roll out the red carpet, so to speak, for every Israelite, any Israelite that steps up. Why? Because we're going to be in supreme power. But right now, since we're low, okay, Israel is treated, you know, any way the heathen want to treat us, man. Okay? All right, and they keep doing this. Why? Because they're our enemies. All right, now going to this, let me get the video. All right, look at that, 154444. Okay, the Lord had mercy on his people. Okay, he has mercy on his people. Okay, that's why we're gonna what? We're gonna rule. All right, all these other nations are gonna be put down, and we're gonna rule. All right.
How crazy is that? She has on Adidas sneakers. You telling me those are good? No. No, you talk right here. I don't want to talk outside. This is something you brought on yourself. This is something you brought on yourself. This is real racism. She has on Adidas. She has on Adidas. Adidas and Nike. No. Adidas and Nike.
We're waiting for the cops to get here. We'll just wait.
I have a conversation with you guys. Y'all are not. Please. So, no. I'm just her. Because you. We exclude other people, not based upon the things. All the time. Does she have No, I'm just confused.
See, when it comes to our people, there's no rhyme and reasoning how we're treated. None of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. Okay, it's like during slavery, you know, they mocked each other when they called each other a nigger lover and all that during slavery. But then again, they had a love affair with our women, so to speak, man. Okay, all right, they had sex with our women, but then again, they called each other nigger lover. You know, weird stuff, man. Okay. All right, stuff never made sense when it's from the other nations, man. Okay, and I've heard stories, you know, of white men. They despise the fact of, you know, when they saw Jake deal with their daughter, and they would rather their daughter be dead than to deal with a Jake. So you rather your daughter be dead than it be caught living with a Jake. And guess what? You know, cool. Rightfully so, because we feel the same way or should feel the same way. All right. Why? Because they're our enemies, man. You see? All right. Let me see. Go over.
So no. Look, okay. I get where you're coming from. Okay. I get where you're coming from, but please, we're on minorities here. No. Where y'all are not treating me like y'all are a part of me. Does she have on Adidas? I didn't see her shoes. She's the one.
She does have on Adidas shoes, so that is something.
You didn't see her shoes, but guess what? She has them on right now. So what are you going to do about it? And mind you, all right, they were already seated. When you read the stories, some of the stories, they were already seated down in their seat and then got approached. Okay. You know, these other nations look us up and down anyway when we come into an establishment. How come they didn't get checked right there? But they got them while they were seated down. All right. But guess what? Esau seating down has been seated. How come you didn't, you know, Check her out. All right. But check this out.
We can understand.
Once again, look, I'm used to
White lady has on Adidas. I have on Nikes. You tell me I can't sit down. That's not right.
He's saying that it's dress sneakers, so I have
Are
to
they Adidas sneakers?
But Adidas sneakers can cover a wide range of things.
Oh my goodness.
He said, but Adidas sneakers can cover a large range of things, man. Wow. But they have a no sneaker period policy. All right. See, it led to later on this one where they get into an argument with somebody. You got this guy acting like he want to fight Jake. You see, you can watch the rest of that. But it's just showing you that, you know, these other nations are our enemy. Okay. Now dealing with right here. No brothers remember this. You know, GMS watching.
Why are you coming over here?
I just want to see what you guys are taking pictures of.
Why is it your business?
Oh, you know what? No.
You don't know that? You're not aware
I'm
of
a
that?
racist.
You are racist.
I'm a racist.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay? So
what's
the
your
issue?
point? Why are you here?
Because this is a no-nigger zone.
Not really.
Oh, is it?
Not really, sir.
Tell me.
There's not.
See, all the nations come collectively to hate us, man. All the nations come collectively to hate us, man. And you got to know that because in the coming race wars that's coming, okay, due to prophecy, when you read Matthew, the 24th chapter, it says nation shall rise against nation and people against people, or kingdom against kingdom. But when it says nation, it's talking about actual nationalities, all right? Let me get Psalms, the 6th chapter, all right? This is Psalm 6 and verse 7. Mine eye is consumed because of grief. It waxes old because of all mine enemies. Depart from me, all you workers of iniquity, for the Lord have heard the voice of my weeping. And guess what? We're chanting the downfall of this society. We're chanting the downfall of the establishment of this world. We want rulership, man. And guess what? The Lord is going to hear our cry. He hears the cries and the prayers of what? His people. And therefore, it's going to be a great destruction on this society and the way of life on this whole planet Earth. And we're going to be put up. Okay? It says, verse 9, the Lord have heard my supplication, my begging, man. The Lord will receive my prayer. Let all mine enemies be ashamed and sore vexed. Let all of them be put in a low state in slavery, okay? Let them return and be ashamed suddenly, and that's going to happen, okay? That's going to happen, all right? Let me see. This is Psalm 7 and verse 5. Let the enemy persecute my soul. Well, that's if he said, if I have rewarded evil unto him that is at peace with me. But this is, that's not really the point, but it's going to get into it. Let me see. Let me go down. Yeah, verse 9. It says, oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just. And that's what we want. The just is going to inherit the earth and rule the earth. For the righteous God trieth the hearts and reins. All right, my defense is of the Most High, which saveth the upright in heart. The Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. Okay, and the wicked starting with Esau, all right, to include what? The wicked of our nation. And guess what? The other nations, man. Okay, you could throw them in there as well. All right, he's angry with the wicked every day. Okay, and guess what? He's praying. This is King David making his prayer, man. Okay, against his enemies. All right, just like we today make our prayer against our enemies, and the Lord is hearing this. That's why it's going to be a great destruction, and they're going to be overthrown, and we're going to be put up, man. All right. Call Haloyim, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Yukal Kodash. And as always, to the elect, a double shalom.